This is the journey into the cave of healing waters. I should explain that before my higher selves took me on any journey, I would receive a briefing, pretty much like when for those of you who are familiar with scuba diving, before each dive, before you go into the water, go under the water, where you can't communicate verbally with each other, the dive master will put the divers through a briefing, explaining the purpose of the dive, the depth to which you are allowed to go and which will generally be applied, and who your dive buddy is, and the estimated length of the dive. These are all very important for divers. But for journeys, there is also a briefing before each journey, before one undertakes the journey, so that one is fully aware of, one is fully consciously aware of the process that one is going into. So having said that, the journey into the cave of healing waters is a journey into one's own consciousness, and is a dive, in a sense, into one's own soul of conscious awareness. So the journey is not only, it's not an imaginary journey only, it is a very real journey into one's own soul that is a field of energy, of consciousness, filled with information and filled with memory and filled with programming. So the purpose of this dive is to go into the cave and experience the healing waters contained in the cave. The purpose of the dive is to heal memory, to heal the memories that are stored in our soul codes, in our soul bodies. In our consciousness, in this matrix, our consciousness is filled with memories that are illusionary and part of the false matrix here. And so the purpose of this dive is to go into the healing waters and to create for ourselves the conscious awareness of reprogramming and providing new information for our souls, and to heal those memories of our conscious past in this 3D matrix, in order to remove something that is called a miasm. A miasm is like a wound or a scab that needs to be healed. Now, as we go into this journey, one is going to engage with one's imagination, one's intent, and we will use our breath and our visualization to create this journey and to create the effect that is needed in order to fulfill the purpose of the journey. Now, our visualization and engaging our imagination creates information, as you imagine something, it creates something that is akin to metadata. Now, metadata is the programming that is used to create the pictures here. The photos on your computer, on your cell phones, the movies that we see in our computers and cell phones come from metadata. So what happens here is, as cameras film an object, the information coming in through the lens is transferred into what is called metadata. The metadata is the programming behind the information that is observed, and it is reproducible through the programs that are used in order to create the metadata, like MP3, MP4, and a whole host of other programs that use different formatting in order to create the photos and the movies that we see on our screens. Now, in this process that we undertake, we reverse image that process. So we create the images in our minds and in our souls, and this information becomes data that the universe is able to pick up on and able to reformat and alter the information and the programming that is held within our soul codes. And I'll explain later what the soul codes are. But if you've done my my course on the healing of the soul, there's a video on the construct of the soul, where I explain the construct of the soul, things like the how our chakras and how our chakras connecting to our bodies and our consciousness. And I explained what the Merkaba is, and how we can use that field of energy contained within the Merkaba to create more life force energy. And I also explained that we have soul codes in our soul bodies, and soul codes connect with our DNA. Now, we have two different types of DNA in our bodies. We have genetic DNA, which is pretty well known, science that is pretty well known here. But it also contains the information of our soul evolution and our soul experiences. That is also information. And when we incarnate here, we incarnate with our soul codes intact. And it's those soul codes that hold memories of our 3D reality here, and memory of our experiences on our soul journeys through the experiences on this 3D matrix. And this journey, as it was explained to me, is part of the healing of that false information contained within our soul codes. So one can use this journey as a form of creating metadata, which is information contained within our soul memories, and to heal the memories that have been stored in our soul codes that are foreign to the universal creation and design template So that was the explanation that was given to me at the time. And even though I didn't understand it at the time, I was willing to engage in this exercise of the healing of the memories stored in my soul body. So with that, let's proceed and go through this journey together. And one has to do it consciously and participate, taking responsibility for the experiences you will have on the soul journey and for creating the metadata that is required in order to reconnect our souls free from the miasms that are contained within our soul bodies that have come through the experiences we've had in this 3D reality. So with that, let's do the journey. Imagine that you are sitting in a cave in quiet meditation and contemplation. And as you sit quietly with your eyes closed, you become aware of your breath and your breathing. So you slow your breathing down by taking several deep breaths, an in-breath and an out-breath, and do it slowly. With the in-breath, fill your lungs, and then hold, and then breathe out slowly. And feel the calmness coming over you. And take another breath. Hold, and breathe out slowly. And take another breath slowly. Hold, breathe out slowly. Feel the calmness around you and in your body and in your mind, in your emotions, in your soul. Feel the peace that surrounds you. Feel the love that surrounds you. Feel the calmness that surrounds you. And in this quiet state of calmness, become aware and open your eyes, and you will see that you're sitting in a dark cave, but the walls of the cave are illuminated by small, tiny, sparkling lights of many different colors. And then you are commanded to stand up in the cave and to walk towards a hole in the cave that is in fact a spiral staircase. And then you slowly walk towards that entrance to the spiral staircase. And then you begin to walk and alight each step, one at a time, being illuminated by the walls and even the floor of the staircase with bright little sparkling lights that shine and give a radiant luminescence to your surroundings a light like you've never seen before. You slowly begin to ascend the spiral staircase. And as you ascend, you become aware that you are going into the heavenly realms, into higher dimensional states of consciousness. And allow yourself to have this experience. And then just breathe deeply. Breathe out. And remain calm as you ascend the rest of the spiral staircase. When you get to the top of the staircase, you look into another empty cave that is also illuminated by a soft light coming from the walls of the cave. And then as you turn to your right, you will see a pool that is filled with water, very clear, crystal clear water, and the pool itself is illuminated with a blue-white light, a light blue-white light. And the water in the pool is transparent, and you are commanded to go towards the pool and then to remove all your clothes. And as you do so, you become aware that you are removing layers of artificial covering that cover humans on this planet. And then you enter the pool, 1 foot at a time, and the pool is only about knee deep, and you feel the warmth and comfort of the waters. And you stand in the pool for a second or two and just enjoy the feeling of the comfort of the waters there. And then imagine yourself going into the waters and allowing your body to drift into the waters so that just your head is above the water. And as you do so, you feel that you are being cleansed and healed, and that these healing waters will indeed heal your soul, your body, and the earth. Just remain silent for a minute or two, for a few seconds in fact, and just enjoy the feeling, and try to feel the feeling of the quiet calmness, peace, and love that surrounds you. And when you feel comfortable enough, you begin to float in the water. And as you look up into the ceiling of the cave, you see star-like lights in the ceiling. And you begin to see the dark skies of the night filled with stars. And you feel that you are one with all those stars, with the universe. And you just lay on your back and slowly breathe. Fill your lungs, hold the breath, Breathe out. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out slowly. And just stay in this quiet state for a few seconds. And when you are ready, you get out of the pool and walk towards the spiral staircase. And as you walk down the spiral staircase, you are consciously aware that you are still naked. You slowly walk down the spiral staircase. And when you get to the bottom, you become aware that you are fully clothed again. And then you are commanded to embody that experience so that your cellular memory holds the memory of being cleansed, that your past has been cleansed, and that you are free from your past. The past cellular memory of this 3D experience is forgotten, and you begin to remember the experiences of your past lives in other time-space continuum, and you begin to reconnect with the universe and your soul families in other space-time continuum. And then you are commanded to take 3 sharp in-breaths and 3 sharp out-breaths in order to explode this consciousness into your soul body. So take a short, sharp in-breath, take 3 short, sharp in-breaths and 3 out-breaths. And as you breathe out sharply, you feel the power of the energy that has escaped from your soul and is now embodied in your physical body. And your cellular memory of the past is cleansed and forgotten. Then quietly sit down, close your eyes, and feel the peace that engulfs you as you lose all memory of past that does not serve you. And if memories come up of past that do not serve you, go back to the cave of healing waters and bathe yourself again in the healing waters to cleanse yourself from those past memories. and do it as many times as it takes to forget them. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is.